The National Democratic Coalition (NADECO) has written to President Muhammadu Buhari over the rising security challenges in the country and canvassed as panacea the return to the 1960 and 1963 constitutions to replace the extant 1999 Grundnorm, which it said the military imposed on Nigerians. The pro-democracy group, which was in the vanguard of the clamor for the rebirth of democracy in Nigeria during the military regime of late General Sani Abacha, leading to the return to civil rule in 1999, in an open letter to the president, pressed for the suspension of further elections until the country gets a new constitution. The letter, dated June 15, 2021, and obtained by this day, was signed by its General Secretary, Mr. Ayo Opadoku. Another letter by the group, also dated June 15, 2021, and signed by Opadoku to the Secretary General, United Nations Organizations (UN), Mr. Antonio Guterres, requested the global body's intervention to halt the fast deterioration of national security and political instability in Nigeria. This day also obtained a copy of the letter to the UN, copied to the UN Secretary Council, the President of the United States, the Speaker of the Congress and Leader of the Senate of the United States, the European Union and the European Parliament, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and the House of Commons, and the President of the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN), Buhari, as well as the President of the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs of Nigeria. NADECO, in the letter to the president, accused him of fueling secessionist agitations through the Fulanization policy of his administration and its disregard for the constitution. He also decried the deterioration of national security and political instability under Buhari's administration. It said, other than diminishing democracy to a virtual dictatorship, NADECO wonders why, which section of our ill-founded and presently extremely beleaguered so-called the Federal Republic of Nigeria Constitution 1999 do the trial of your good self, Mr. President, the President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, aided by your hood dog, the Minister of Justice, public service officers, all with specific functions set out in the Constitution, find the justification to judge yourself entitled to jump uninvited with the crying statement into the compendium of phrase between trespassing Fulani headsmen and ancestral landowners exercising their primordial rights to decide whom they want or do not want on their lands. NADECO said perhaps Buhari's interest in supporting the headsmen were due to the fact of his being the patron of the Fulani headsmen and cattle traders Mieti Allah, making him to push for the suspension of landowners' rights in awe of such trespassers. He stated that it is such defense for especially preferred ethnicities that had to lead the various discomfort experienced by other groups, indulging in the Igbo and the whole of the Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria, which now want to opt out of Nigeria. NADECO urged that the growing secessionist tendencies in the country were fueled by what it called the obvious policy of Fulanization and the president's refusal to discontinue the operation of the 1999 Constitution as altered. It said, in all the circumstances of this matter, NADECO has no alternative but to join in the existence that there better be no more elections under the 1999 so-called Federal Constitution until we return to the negotiated 1960 and 1963 Federal Constitutions to which Nigerians subscribed at independence and when we became a republic. NADECO also expressed concern about the inequitable distribution of political posts between the North and South, saying that out of the total 360 House of Representative members, the South has 169, while the North has 191. Citing the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics report of 2017, NADECO stated that the North Central receives 20% of oil revenue and contributes 0%, while the Northeast receives 16% and contributes 0.0%. It added that the Northwest receives 21% from all oil revenues and contributes 0.0%. NADECO said every month, the 19 northern states receive a minimum of 57% of 100% of oil revenue to which they contribute 0%. According to it, the Southwest receives 16%, contributes 6.36%, while Southeast receives 11% and contributes 3.12%, and South-South receives 16% and contributes 70%. Working with the data from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation as published by the Ministry of Finance 2013 April, NADECO stated that the 357 local government areas of the 17 southern states received 45.1% and contributed 100%, while the 419 local governments of the 19 northern states received 54.9% and contributed 0%. NADECO added, the 4G narrative explains why the owners of Nigerians were not given the opportunity to participate in constitution making, whilst the table of rights of the component parts of the country show the reason why you, Mr. President, and your preferred citizens will forever not allow Nigeria to go back to what was agreed and formed part of the independent constitution, making one Nigeria the biggest fraud ever. NADECO decried that it regarded as nepotism, ill treatment, inequitable, and unjust nature with which the Buhari administration has governed Nigeria. He said since Section 6 of the 1999 Constitution ousted the jurisdiction of courts, there was no local Nigerian legal forum that entrapped ethnic nationalities who constitute the majority and are occupying 4 out of the 6 zones in the country can seek redress. NADECO accused Buhari of rejecting all entries and appeals by eminent Nigerians and ethnic nationalities leaders for the country to return Nigeria to the independence constitution as negotiated by the founding fathers and upon which Nigeria sought membership of the United Nations, but would rather accuse the protagonists of seeking to break up the country whilst ridiculing and threatening them with a charge of secession. It said it was based on that it decided on behalf of Nigerians to put world leaders on notice through the open letter. NADECO stated that it supported and endorsed the clarion call made by a former Minister of Defense, Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, and the Save Our Soul plea of the Ilana Omo Odua, led by Professor Banji Akintoye, asking Nigerians to exercise their right of self-defense. It said its reasons was that the federal government had failed to fulfill its constitutional responsibilities as contained in the Section 14 of 2B of the 1999 Constitution as altered, which states, the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of the government.